Welcome to this explainer. Look, if you've been anywhere near the digital space lately, you already know the ground is literally shifting beneath our feet, right? We're moving at warp speed from traditional SEO to a world completely dominated by AI-driven search. I know, it kind of feels overwhelming at first, but today we're going to dive into some absolutely fascinating source material, decode this massive shift, and build a real survival guide together. Let's get right into it. Okay, here is the quick roadmap we'll be using to navigate all of this today. We're hitting the answer engine era, then structuring content for AI, moving into proving trust and authority, and wrapping up with the future of search. So kicking things off with section 1, the answer engine era, and exactly how search is evolving. Now, this is the massive elephant in the room. Will AI completely replace search engines? It's a pretty terrifying question for anyone relying on organic traffic, right? Well, the source material gives us a hard no, but with a really big caveat. Search is going to change dramatically. It's not an apocalypse, guys. It's an evolution. And to survive an evolution, we really need to understand what's actually changing. Consider this stark paradigm shift. Just 5 years ago, you typed a keyword, popped open like 10 different blue links in new tabs, and skimmed through websites to find what you needed. But today, that same user asks a highly complex question, the AI shoots back an instant summary, and website visits just drop. The middleman is literally being cut out for these quick queries. So the absolute crucial takeaway here is this. The search engine is officially becoming an answer engine. We have got to stop optimizing just to be a random blue link on a page and start formatting our content so an answer engine can overly read it, digest it, and actually cite it. Which brings us right into section 2, structuring content for AI, or essentially how we format for the machine. The sources are super clear on this. To survive, you need what's called topical authority. You can't just drop a single isolated 500-word blog post on a topic and magically expect to rank anymore. Instead, you've got to build these massive, comprehensive clusters of related content. Like, if you want to be the go-to expert for SEO audits, you need the main guide, sure, but you also need a technical checklist, a meta tags guide, a header tags guide, the whole shebang. Because AI systems absolutely crave comprehensive coverage. They want to see you as the ultimate library on that subject. Okay, so practically, how do we structure this? The data points straight to using direct answer headings, stuff like what is, why is, or how to. Why? Because AI literally scans for these exact phrases when answering user questions. And underneath those headings, your required structure has to be crystal clear. We're talking H1 through H6 tags, bullet points, tables, FAQs, step-by-step instructions. This isn't just to make the page look pretty, you know? It's about handing the AI easily extractable data on a silver platter. The research also heavily highlights schema markup as an absolutely vital tool. Think of it like name tags for your data. It's this hidden layer of code that explicitly whispers to the AI, hey, this is an article, or this is an FAQ, or this is a product review, so the machine doesn't have to guess. You're basically handing the AI a perfectly labeled treasure map of your content. All right. Let's pivot to section 3, proving trust and authority, where we add the human element back into the mix. Here's the thing. AI systems do not want to cite anonymous, potentially hallucinated garbage. They heavily favor trustworthy sources, and that means we have to explicitly inject our human expertise. We do this by prominently displaying author bios, throwing in real examples from our actual daily businesses, publishing those deep dive case studies, and backing it all up with hard statistics. These are the critical trust signals that validate your credibility to the machine. But it doesn't stop on your own site. You've got to actively build brand mentions out there in the wild. You want people talking about your brand on other websites, industry blogs, social media, forums. Why does this matter so much? Because the more you're referenced across the digital ecosystem, the more the AI recognizes you as a heavy hitter. It's essentially digital word of mouth. And trust me, the AI is always listening. And honestly, this right here is our absolute best defense against being replaced. AI is unbelievably good at spinning up generic content. It can write a "what is marketing" post in literally 2 seconds. But you know what it can't do? It hasn't lived your life. It cannot fake your personal experience, your specific client results, or your nuanced opinions based on real-world grinding. That human experience, that is your moat. And that highly unique experience-based content is only going to become infinitely more valuable. Moving on to our final section, the future of search, looking at some wild predictions for 2026 to 2031. So here is the evolutionary timeline of how the landscape is projected to permanently shift over the next 5 years or so. We're going to break down each of these 5 predictions right now because this is the exact trajectory you need to align your current strategy with. Brace yourselves for prediction 1. The source material projects that a massive 50 to 70% of informational searches are soon going to be answered directly by AI. I'm talking about those simple queries like what is SEO or what is GST. Users just aren't going to need to click a link to get those answers anymore. So if your site relies heavily on traffic from basic definitional queries, yeah, you're likely going to see a pretty sharp decline in visits. Because of that inevitable drop in basic traffic, prediction 2 makes a ton of sense. Building a recognizable brand is actually going to become far more valuable than endlessly chasing those individual keyword rankings. AI assistants are literally programmed to prefer and cite recognized brands to avoid spreading misinformation. If the AI already knows who you are, it's going to recommend you. And this naturally feeds right into prediction 3. Traditional SEO is officially evolving into search everywhere optimization. You literally can't just obsess over Google anymore. Businesses are going to have to optimize everywhere. Google, sure, but also directly for AI assistants like ChatGPT and Claude, for video on YouTube, across all the social platforms, and even for voice assistants. Your visibility strategy has to be totally omnipresent. To actually stand out in an internet that is about to be completely flooded with generic AI-generated fluff, Prediction 4 reminds us that original research will win, every single time. If you want to capture attention, you have to publish unique surveys, compile proprietary industry reports, and share your first-hand data. This unique data literally becomes the raw source material that the AI itself will have to cite, putting you right at the top of the food chain. Finally, Prediction 5 gives us some much-needed reassurance. Websites are not dying. People are still going to visit your website when they actually need to buy a product, book a service, look up complex pricing, or seek out your professional expertise. As the source material perfectly sums up, AI can summarize information all day long, but businesses still need websites to actually convert those visitors into paying customers. The role of the website is just shifting from a basic informational brochure to a high-powered conversion engine. As we wrap up this explainer, the ball is really in your court to look hard at your digital presence. We've seen exactly how to format for AI extraction, and we know why your human experience is your absolute greatest asset right now. So I'll leave you with this. Are you still out there trying to win a game of blue links that ended years ago? Or are you finally ready to become the authoritative answer that the AI is actively searching for? Thanks so much for joining me.